Good afternoon. We're going to do the weekly recap of this past week's trades. Before I get into that, I ended up finishing the week with 21 wins, 6 losses, and 1 flat, which is also known as break even. So the week started out rough. It did end up strong. The stimulus news, shenanigans, whatever you want to call it, just flip-flopping on it. We have it, we don't have it. It's okay, it's going to go, it's not going to go, and it's just back and forth. It's just made it really difficult to trade, and been a nightmare. But did end up finishing the week with a 78.57 win rate ratio for the week, so that was very nice. I usually like to keep it over 80%, but anything over 70 technically is considered really well. But for me, my standards 80% plus is what I like to aim for. So if you're not in the room, the link is in the description of the video. You can also find the link in my bio on Twitter and StockTwits. So also have to realize that the market only gives you what it wants to give you. Not every day is going to be glorious. You're going to have big wins or big movement. It's just not the way it works. The market's only going to give you what it wants. So you just got to deal with the highs and lows when they happen, because that's what trading's all about. So if you expect me to win every trade and everything to be monster gains, you're not being realistic. So and that's how trading is. So with that out of the way, okay, I started out Monday with, like I said, rough, 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 flat. So I started with, you can see the timestamps on Twitter and the Discord past alert. So I started out with SPY at open at 338 calls at 86 cents. Now I grabbed, let's see, where was it? Make sure I have the right day. This is Friday, and this is right here. So Monday. So I ended up grabbing them at 9:32, and as you can see, it gapped up, and I was very hesitant about this because, it did, it dropped after hours on Friday, then it gapped up over on Sunday with futures and SPY trades on 24 when the futures are open. So 24 hours 5 days a week with futures. So that's why I had the Sunday stuff right here at overnight around midnight. So when it gapped up, at first I was thinking, okay, it's gonna drop, but I was also willing to take it over the 336 337 area. So I grabbed a 338 calls, and it popped up, and it started to go up, then it pulled back, and I thought, okay, it was going to dump, so I got out at even, just in case, because sometimes what's been happening a lot lately is there's been a lot of morning fake out breakouts. So you have that first 10-minute candle will pop up, then it will just get slammed down, and that's what I thought was going to happen, and I got out of that. Even so, I didn't want to take any chances, but people in the room, I believe, held, and they actually made money off it, so congrats to them. Then I had BA puts. That was my first win of the week. I had 160 BA puts at 96 cents, which was at 1036, which I believe was right in here. Pushed through the 20 EMA, and it went from 96 cents to $1. So I just started to go my favor, and it started to come back, and I got out and only 4 cents, but hey, whatever. It's a win's a win. I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a bigger drop down to the pre-market lows down here, the 160, 160, and it just didn't. It held the 20 a little bit. It went underneath it, then it quickly got bought up. So I did manage to get out with tiny profit. So that was not the way I wanted to start Monday. Then SPX, the next 2 ones were losses. So let's see, let me get the right day, which is the 5th right here. Now I grabbed SPX 3365 puts at 1132, which was right here. right there. And the reason I grabbed it here, as you can see, it consolidated, it did a fake out breakout, and it pulled back really quick. And I thought for sure it was going to get slammed right here, but it held and rode this RCT trend line on the 10-minute and just rode it up. And it just, the theta just melted it. So, and that was my first loss. And the second one was I grabbed puts again at 325, which was right here. Right here on this red candle. I grabbed them, and it started to drop, and it popped back up. So actually, it was, yeah, right here. This red candle right there. I mean, it went in just a little bit. I mean, it probably went green, but I couldn't get out fast enough, and I was also looking for a bigger drop. So I really thought there'd be a bigger end of the day drop on SPX, but there wasn't. So Monday did not start out that well. So then Tuesday I had BA and Apple. Okay, let's bring up Apple and BA. Apple at, okay, BA. I had a lot of trades on Tuesday. Okay, now I had BA 165 puts at 933 right here, right at open. Now I held it, you know, so it popped up. I mean, let me just take out just a little bit. Let me take it out to the hourly. BA has been having trouble in this 175 range, so you know I was comfortable holding it over this into the, actually over the 172. Anything over 170, I mean, BA has been having a problem, but when it gapped up right here, and let me bring it back to the 10-minute. Yeah, as you can see right here, it got rejected harsh and slammed down. Here it consolidated, then it gapped up. So I mean, I was looking, I thought it was going to get slammed right here, and it started to, and then it popped back up, then it just consolidated and it held it. Then there was news that broke, I think. I don't remember what the news was. The stimulus package just didn't work out or something like that, and then it just got slammed. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of that where these big massive candles where the stimulus news came out, it either didn't work or it wasn't combined in or something dumb like that. So a lot of stupid things happened with stimulus this week. So that was that. So that we got the 165 puts at 90 cents, and it went to $7 down here if you held it all the way down. So that was a monster 800%er, which I forgot to put that on my weekly thing. I didn't see that, but whatever. Then Apple, I had 112.50 puts at 941 right here. As you can see, I'll back it up so you can see the bigger picture. Bring it to the hourly. Now Apple is just in this level, this 116, 117 area, it's been struggling. So anytime it gets in this area, it just gets rejected. So I mean, where's the 5th, 6th? See, as you can see right here on Monday, it got up here and it sold off. Then it sold off. Whenever you see these tight ranges on pre-market, I'm always thinking, okay, if it gets below this area right here of the 115, I'd be looking for puts. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up grabbing the 112.50 puts at 75 cents, and they ended up going to $2.03 on this dump. So that did work out really, really well. So grabbed Facebook at, let's see, 950 for 250 puts. Now I was looking at the 950, which is probably right in here. Yeah, right in here. Now it's pretty much, you know, just this was yesterday's high, and it's been staying in this little range, and pre-market it's been like consolidating in this little area. So it was looking kind of weak, and I was looking underneath this pivot right here. So when it started to break, I mean, I was in other trades right here, but when it came down right in here, that's when I grabbed it, and it went against me really quick. So that was the first loss on Facebook right there when I tried to grab it at the new low, and it just popped back up. And I'm not quite sure why it popped up right here, but I know that the stimulus news came out about not working out right in here or something like that. That's what happened with BA right at that time, 11 o'clock. Yeah, that's when it ended up happening. So I got stopped out. I think others in the room actually held it and did really well with it. So Facebook, that was the loss. My only loss on Tuesday. Then I ended up grabbing SPY and Roku. Looks like I played SPY and Roku a couple times. So on the 6th. So let's see. Grab SPY, Roku. Just 6 right there. Okay. Now I grabbed 337 puts on SPY at 1043, which would probably be right here. Now, as you can see, I mean, this is pre-market high, came up, went through it, and quickly rejected. And this big, massive candle is the stimulus news. And right when it started to pull back, right underneath this area right here, it's when I ended up grabbing the 337 puts 84 cents. So in this little drop right there, they ended up going from let's see, 84 cents to $1.17 in this little drop. So that did really well. The Roku puts I had, the time is blended. I have to look on Discord to find out what the actual time was with it. I don't know why it's blending. Let's see. It's 10:49. I grabbed them, so it's like 5 minutes later. 195, 10:49. Yeah, right here. Same thing in this area, rejecting the RCT trend line. Meaning, I look at it, rejects it here and rejects it here. And it goes through and tries to hold it, but then it gets slammed. So this is where I grabbed the Roku 197.50 puts at 94 cents for that little dump right there. They went from 94 cents to $2.04 right there. No, wrong one. I'm looking at the next one. They went from 80 cents to $1.28 right there. So that was that one. Then I ended up playing it again because when it popped back up to this RCT trend line, and using this high right here is where I grabbed it again. I grabbed the 197.50 puts. Before I had the 195 puts. Then, and in this little area that it came back up, I just grabbed a closer strike. So I grabbed those at 94 cents, and I grabbed them at what time? Let's see, 2:49, which should be right here. Yeah, right in here. I chased it right through the VWAP. I would have liked to grab it up here. I might have been looking at something else and not paying attention, but right in here, I grabbed it, pushing through VWAP, and they went from 94 cents to $2.07 in this nice little big drop right here to the close to the EMA, which was support for right here the previous day. So you can see it was resistance right here on this little area. So the last one of the day was SPY, the 334 puts at 3 o'clock. Now I grabbed it at 3 o'clock right here. I grabbed them at let's see, 94 cents, 334 puts at 3. So I chased it, and I even said in the room I chased it. So and it was a good chase. Not all chases work. Chasing, you end up getting burned, but this chase worked out. There was news behind it, and I jumped in it, and it went from 94 cents to $2.02. So that was good. Let's see. Next one is, my stomach is growling. Let's see, Baba and BA. I think someone mentioned in the room, why are you trading only the BA tickers? And I never realized that when I was doing it, that I was actually doing that, but I did do that. Now we have Baba at let's see, 938. So BABA gaps up, and whenever it's in a tight little area like this, it likes to dump. So I ended up grabbing the 938. I grabbed him at 938 to 287.50 puts. Now, right when it started to break this low right here from pre-market is when I ended up grabbing them at 80 cents, and it did pop up, but it quickly rejected. So that's what I was hoping it would do, and I'm glad it did. Then I just got out on the drop, and this little quick pop and drop this ate the play, so it just went from 80 cents to 88 cents. So I was just happy to get out, and it, as you can see, the RCT trend line held right there. Then I ended up grabbing let's see, BA at 1001, so which was probably right here. Now I grabbed the 157 puts. Nope, that's the wrong day. Right here. I grabbed the 157 puts at 10 o'clock, which is probably right in here, right there. So did the same thing BABA did. I just made a quick little pop. It started to come back. So I grabbed the 157 puts, 87 cents, and they dropped to $1.02 right there. Then I ended up grabbing BABA puts again at, let's see, what time was that? 290 puts at 1025. Right in here. Right, 1025. Right in here I ended up grabbing them. I grabbed the 290 puts, and they went from $1.02 to 297. And it must have been because of the drop right here. Yeah. If you held, I think that some people did end up holding it in the room for that big drop, but I didn't. I get out in here. Yeah, the 290 puts. Yeah, because they almost went. No, they didn't go in the money. And the money's down here at 290. It must have been this big drop that got it to the 290, 277, because I don't think they would have got to 277 in this drop. But I do remember dumping it in this area right here on BABA, and it ended up going back up, and it did stay underneath the pre-market highs, and obviously this high. And then there some news came out, probably more stimulus news or something, that made it just dump right there, and that's what shot up the BABA puts in that little dump right there, because obviously they went a lot lower than if they were 295s right in here, and they went down to 293, so that's why they end up skyrocketing right there. But I did not hold it there. I think some in the room did. A couple people did. I know that someone messaged me saying that they did hold it, and they were happy with that. Now I had BA. I had two losses on the end of the day on Wednesday, BA and SPX. So I already have BA up, so let's get SPX on the 7th. Right there. Now BA, what time was that? 11:26 on the 7th. 11:26. Oh yeah, it was right in here. I remember this. 11:26. Right in here. Now when it started to come down right here, I was looking for a new lower day, but it didn't. It ended up holding the 37 EMA, and I got the 157.50 puts at 81 cents. And it popped up, then it just went sideways, and even though I got it in here and this is lower, theta just wrecked it right in here, and then the sideways action, and it just, and I got out. So did not like that. This chop just kills the option plays, so you just gotta, even if it goes in your direction, you can still lose money on chop. So that's what's dangerous about theta. Okay, SPX, I grabbed it 243, which was right in here probably. No, right here. 243, right there. Right in here. As you can see the previous day, I mean, you had like resistance right in here at the 34.20 area, you can say. And it broke out here and quickly came back, and it got underneath this 10-minute candle. I grabbed the 3405 puts at $1.20, and they just went against me. So went against me and chopped, and I thought, okay, maybe they would come back. It started to have a big red candle here, and I thought it'd be a nice little drop to the 3410, 3405 areas, and it just never ended up happening. So that was the other loss on the 7th. Now, the 8th, Thursday, I played Netflix and BA. Let's put Netflix up. Now, I had 5 wins and no losses on Netflix on Thursday. So Netflix, I had 515 puts. I grabbed them right at the bell. As you can see, I think the reason I was looking at this is SPY was gapping up and Netflix was gapping down, and that's usually a sign of weakness. And I was like, okay, if this gets below the 531 area, I'm grabbing puts, and that's exactly what I did. I grabbed the 515 puts. It went from 113 to 192, and this quick little drop at open. Then I ended up grabbing BA puts at 942, which was right here, the 8th, right in here. Same thing. I mean, this area, it's been rejecting the 165. So when it gapped up a little bit and pulled back right there, and it started to go up a little bit, but I ended up grabbing it right here, and it broke this little area. So it went from, let's see, 78 cents to $1.04. So that was a quick little drop right there. BA usually does well, but BA has just been so crazy to trade lately. So it just with the stimulus and the FFA news and the max and stuff like that, and just you get these big pops and big drops. So getting into BA, regardless if you're in puts or calls, lately it's just been scary because of news. So that was that play right there. Then I ended up grabbing Roku, SPY, and BA. I'll keep BA up. I'll put Roku up. Now Roku, I had 215 puts on the 8th. Now Roku has just been on a tear. I mean, it's over the 215. It has a huge gap up, and I was actually looking for it to short right at open right here, but it didn't. It just blew up right at open. So it started to pull back. I ended up grabbing him at 10:03, which is right here. I had this big red candle and the new red, the next 10-minute candle, and it broke that previous red candle through VWAP. That's when I ended up grabbing them. So the 215 puts went from 80 cents to $1.46 on that. So that worked out good. Then I ended up grabbing SPY. Put SPY up. Let's see. SPY I grabbed at, let's see, 1026. 1026 right in here. I think I probably have to go to a 3 minutes so you can actually see it right here. I'll blow it up so you can see it. I grabbed it at 1026, so I believe it's right here, this little consolidation area, and I grabbed it right in here on this little drop, quick little drop. So they went up going from 88 cents to 110 right there, and SPY just was trading in this little tight area, and you had like a little head and shoulders right here. You get the little left shoulder, you get the head and the little right shoulder. I was looking at that, and when it got below this little area, that's when I ended up grabbing it. So it didn't really move that much. I remember making the room comment in the room that it's trading in a very, very tight range, that you're probably not going to get much out of it. So be happy with a little green. Then I ended up grabbing BA puts at 1122. Let's see, on the 8th, 1122. Yeah, right in here. Just right here. This is where I grabbed it, and this was a good play. As you can see, we grabbed it here, it popped back up, rejected and consolidated, and right when it pushed through VWAP and the 20 EMA, that's when I grabbed the 162.50 puts at $1.02, and they went to $1.78. So that was the last play on Thursday. Now, Friday I ended up doing 6 wins and 1 loss, and I think the first loss was Apple. Now let's see, Apple and Tesla was the first 2 trades. Now, Apple went against me immediately. I was not happy with that. Hate starting out that way, but let's see. I grabbed Apple puts at 163. Now, what I was looking for on Apple right here, the previous day, it consolidated and dropped, you know. So right here, it looked like a nice bear flag right there, and I was looking at, okay, if it gets below this 115 area, I would look for a short underneath the 200 EMA, and that's exactly what happened. I grabbed the 115 puts at 163. It started to drop, then it reversed really, really harshly, and I got out right here. So I was eyeing this bear flag. As you can see, there's like a little trend line right there, and when it broke, it just quickly then just popped, and I couldn't get out fast enough, and I was not expecting a radical drop. I mean, a radical pop like that after that. I was expecting a bigger drop, and that went against me, and just that started my day on Friday. Then Tesla, I had at let's see, I had 435 calls at $1.75 at 9:43. Had this big drop, and I was looking at it right here from the previous day. This was the low. I was hoping it'd get under the 425, but I saw it starting to reverse. So this was the area, the key area to look for, and it got close to it, or it actually did get into it slightly. So I got the 435 calls at $1.75, and that little pop, they went from 175 to 275 right there. I wished I could have grabbed it here, but for some reason I thought that it was going to come back, test the low, and it didn't. So SPX and Bubba was next. Apple just was a rough day, rough start to the day. Now, I had SPX puts at, I had the 3430 puts at $1.35. Where are you? What time to grab them? 9:53. Right in here. Right here. When it started to, get the big gap up, and it's wicking, and it started to come under. And right in this little push right there, they went from 135 to 190. SPX, it doesn't really need to move that much. If it doesn't chop and it moves right away, the smallest drop will send them 100% really, really fast. And that's exactly what I ended up doing right here. Grabbed it right here. Boom. Then I ended up grabbing the BABA puts, let's see, at 1057. Where did I grab him? 1057. Right here. Right here is where I grabbed him. This big little drop. I remember because I was watching it right here. And when it got here, I was watching something else. What was the next trade? I think I was watching Netflix. Yeah, I was watching Netflix at the time. And I just took my eye off the ball, and I saw this big red candle right there. And I said, oh, crap, I'm grabbing that. So I jumped in. I jumped in the BABA 300 puts right there at 43 cents. 300 was right here. I mean, didn't need much of a drop. I mean, it was at the point in time, it was like a 301.55, and it needed to go to 300. So it only needed to drop $1.50, and it would send them. So that's why I love trading expiration days, and that's why you should not be using Robinhood or any broker that won't let you trade expiration days. And if you have a broker that won't let you trade expiration days, get rid of them. Find one that will, because you're missing plays like this. So just $1.50 move on that, went from 43 cents to $1.70 right in this little drop right here. That was a good play. Then I ended up having Netflix and Roku. Okay. And Netflix was one I was watching. That's why I missed the initial drop on BABA. I was actually wanting to get it up here, but I didn't. I just looked away, and it was just a big drop. So, okay, I got Roku. Now I end up grabbing Netflix 1118 right here, a double top rejection. That's where I grabbed it. They were 45 cents, very, very cheap. What's it, 45? Yeah, 45 cents. Yeah, because it was up here in the 535. They went close to in the money too. So yeah, I mean, it double topped. It started to reject right here when it came underneath these previous two 10-minute candles. Boom, I grabbed it, and they went from 45 cents to $1.76. Yeah, $1.76 in this little drop right there. So Baba, Netflix, that was just two great plays after another. Then I had Roku. I had Roku at 11.26, which is probably right in here. It's chopping right on the VWAP, and I grabbed it right in here through the previous day's close, which is this white line, and you have it, you know, consolidating on VWAP or chopping through it and above it. And when it got through it, boom, that's when it went from 89 cents to, let's see, 151. And they were 220, 250 puts too. So it's at 23. Let's see, it's 220. It's at 224 at the area where I was looking at it, and 220.50 puts are right. I mean, it only needs $1.50 to drop, and they're in the money. And they're gonna, when they're that close in the money, you know, fast mover like Netflix or Baba or Roku, I mean, they're gonna just have monster gains on small moves on expiration day. So that's why I love expiration plays. So the last one of the day was Disney. Now I remember this one. This one was a oops. What am I doing? I did something. Okay. Somehow typed in the wrong thing. Okay. Okay, Disney went against me, but I held it. It was a lotto, end of the day lotto. I grabbed it at what time? I grabbed the 125 puts at 155. 155, which was, let's see, 155. Right here? No. Right here, I think. Yeah, 155 right here. Okay, this is where I grabbed it, and I remember why I grabbed it, because you get the my stomach is growling really bad. You get this high right here, and it's making a higher high histogram. It's pretty much flat or slightly lower, so there's a slight divergence going on, and it wicked right here. This caught my attention with the divergence, and when it failed to get over it again, I grabbed it right here. And I just very hesitant to grab Disney, because Disney's just been it's not been very fun to trade. I just got a couple. I think the last 2 or 3 Disney I got burned on. I haven't traded Disney that much in the last few weeks, but yeah, the last 1 or 2 trades on Disney got burned on, so I've been kind of avoiding it. I was very hesitant, but when I saw that the price was at like $1, I mean 125. 125.10 or something like that, and the 125 puts were like 35 cents. I'm like, oh wow, that's cheap, I will grab them. And they went slightly down, then it popped back up, and I was hoping for a bigger dump, at least down to here, to be in the money, but they did go in the money quite briefly right then. It just popped up and chopped, and I was like, okay, this is done, there's no way these are going to recover. And I was just thinking, okay, it's a small risk. And actually, you know, I put on Twitter, I got them at 35 cents. I actually didn't. I got them at 25 cents. Yeah, my alert was right. My alert was at 25 cents, but somehow they said I got them at 35. I did not get them at 20. Did not get them at 35. That was another typo. But yeah, I did get them at 25. And 25 cents, I mean, you're talking even 10 cons, that's a $250, you know, gamble right there. And just a slight little pullback right here will send them. And they did go green a little bit, but I was looking for a bigger pop, but it didn't. It just reversed. I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, I had a good day. I'll let them expire worthless, you know, so no big deal. And then at the end of the day, just it got slammed, and they just rocketed. They ended up going from 25 cents to 49 cents. So I ended up selling them. I think I have to look. I think I sold them at like 31 as soon as they turned green. I saw that big drop. I was like, I'm getting out, and I did. So I was not expecting this to happen, because right here, even though it's lower than where I got it, right here, they were still, I think they were trading at like 15 cents at the time right in this area, so theta just wrecked them. So even though it's lower and in the money, they did not recover, but this little drop made it recover, and they just skyrocketed in that little drop right there. So that was a nice little surprise at the end of the day. So hopefully this has helped you. Sometimes these weekly recaps are hard to do because you have to look at the timestamps, and when you go back, you have to think, okay, what was I thinking at that time? Then I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I did that. But I wish I could do them daily, but I don't have the time to do them daily. And doing the weekly ones is just better for my time I have available to do them. So yeah, but this should give you an idea and help you why I'm grabbing them, where I'm grabbing them. And I like one thing I do like about the weekly recaps is that when I like to go back, and when you forget about the trade, because when you do so many trades and you look at so many things, you forget all about your trades from the previous days. And when you look back, you're like, okay, this is what I did, and this is what I should have done differently, and this is what I could have done differently. So it gives you, when you look back, a better perspective of why you did what you did, and if you made mistakes or what you could have done better. So it definitely helps you out going back and reviewing your plays for the week. So I suggest that you do that too if you don't, and try to improve on what you've done and what you could do better and stuff like that. Look at your losses and stuff like that. But that's going to do it for the weekly recap. So I hope that's helped, and hopefully next week will be better. There won't be so much stimulus noise, but we can only hope for it. So thanks for watching.